We are live, the Mina's House podcast, episode 215. Oh my goodness, 215. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Garnett, Briscoe.
Dex Stuckey, and not 215, 215, like Philadelphia.
Oh my God. Garnett got an afro on today. What's that about?
I felt like being Dr. J's son today, that's all. Understand?
Not Dr. J's son.
His name is Julius Irvin. I'm Julian Irvin.
Not Julian.
Don't be like that. The Tinder Swindler who is pretending to be the Diamond King's son, and now he's getting sued. Don't get sued by Dr. J.
At least I ain't going to jail. Sued is all right. Going to prison, then yeah, you got me with that one. I get sued all day.
Have y'all watched the Tinder Swindler on Netflix?
I started it, but then I'm like, oh, y'all dumb for real. I'm gonna turn this off. It's like, come on. Like, I mean, like, I understand getting scammed, but you was giving money away because you felt like it.
Listen, all these shows, Tinder Swindler and Vincent Anna, now I'm watching The Dropout. I just realized white people be swindling everyone, and we are not today. They got businesses just getting millions of dollars. We're not up on this. We need to get better.
I don't care how much I love somebody. I'm not taking out thousands and thousands of dollars in loans for you. Like, it's not happening. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care I don't care who's following you. I don't care who your enemies are. I'm not doing it. This guy said, send me $10,000. What?
Well, like, you got to die. You got to die, brother. Sorry.
Exactly. Spoiler alert for you. And Garnett, I don't know if you've seen it, but at one point, the girl said, I can't take out another loan. He said, sell your car. I got an attitude. Like, really told this girl sell her car.
But that's how this is a spoiler too. The Vincent Anna stuff was that the girl's like, my car's not working. She said to her friend, put your company card on there. I don't even have a company card, but if I did, I ain't about to pay for no vacation. No.
We don't know how to do it right.
Garnett, you ain't seen none of these shows?
No.
Oh my God, you have to watch these shows, Garnett. Garnett's a comedian on the side. You will get so much comedy from these shows.
Well, some of it just don't make sense. So we still don't know what the Swindler guy looked like, do we? Like,
we do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I do. All right. So I got fed the wrong story then. So
no. He actually has a deal now. He's trying to be an actor and get like a movie made. Like, right. He's still out here hustling. Every day he hustling.
Oh, he winning. That's why. Yeah, he's not even going to jail. He's winning. He won.
Wait, so he tried to go to a plastic surgeon to change his face, right? So they wouldn't find him, and the plastic surgeon said no.
The plastic surgeon said that's typically what people do when they're defrauding people and they don't want to be found anymore.
And the plastic surgeon know they wasn't gonna get paid.
Right.
That was probably the bigger reason why he didn't do it.
He knew he was gonna get a check that don't work.
Out here preying on some insecure women. That's what it sounds like.
Yo, it's really sad because all he did was show them all a good time up front, right? One good time, like all expenses paid. I fly you out, and then all of a sudden you asking me for mad money.
Did he have sex with any of these women?
Of course.
Yes, the one girl was like, I didn't finish the full thing, but the one girl was like, he put me on a private jet, and when we went to bed together, I said, damn, that's all it took.
Hold on. He showed him a crazy lifestyle, and then he must have put it down. He had to.
Garnett, one of them, she was there while he was like finessing the other girls. She was just his friend. They never even did anything. And he was telling her, like, I need 30 G's or euros, whatever, right now. And she gave him, she's like, because he was my friend. And it looked like he had the money.
Right. Well, and it's funny. So I'm going to Greece. So I just learned 30,000 euros is actually less than $30,000. So it's more in US money. It's more money.
I love that you just slid in there that you're going to Greece. Like that's a big deal.
I can't get nothing by you, bro. Like I can't. Like
that was a big one.
All right, let's hop into what's in our feed because Pete Davidson is out here up to his shenanigans. So I don't even know where to start. It's so much. It's just this Kim and Kanye drama that's kind of rolling onto now Pete Davidson and Kanye drama just because Pete Davidson's dating Kim Kardashian. So until now, he's been kind of quiet. Kanye literally killed him in the video and hypothetically animatedly killed him in the video and talks about him all the time, and Pete hasn't said nothing. And I think that's been the best way for Pete to deal with these shenanigans, right? Let Kanye look the way Kanye looks. But now he's clapping back. Now he's saying stuff. And now he look crazy because you're the boyfriend that's been here for 2 weeks trying to tell this man how to parent his 5 kids and deal with his ex-wife, which now I think you out of line, Pete. You need to pipe down. But there were text messages that between the two that were shared where he's talking crazy to Kanye. And Kanye's like, where you at? Because Kanye's about to pull up. And he said, in the bed with your wife. Which for me, oh, you want to fight, bruh. You really want to fight. So people started comparing this to what happened between Ariana Grande and Mac Miller. They were dating. They had briefly split up. The rumor is that Pete Davidson had sent Mac Miller intimate photos of Ariana so that they would never get back together. So now Pete is looking like, oh, this is your MO. You be sending naked pictures to me. You be exposing intimate moments. What are your overall thoughts in this? Do you think Pete deserves some of the things that he's getting? Do you now see him as a bad guy now because you've seen how he interacts with Kanye and how he's responded? What's your take on Pete Davidson right now?
I was just going to say, I cannot say, it's hard to say in the Kanye thing that he's a bad guy, right? Because we know that Kanye suffers from some mental things. And some of those things were very they were over the top that Kanye did. And, it kind of kept poking the bear. But, and some of it is he's a comedian. So I don't know if he can stop some of the jokes. He literally sent that picture, I'm in the bed with your wife, but then had to be but seriously, bro, how about we meet? And I'm like, no, you're not going to meet after you send that text and then send a picture where you're there's no meeting. Don't send that we're on Saturday Night Live and then you get to the next line. I do think he's a little young. So I think in that text message, even if he felt like he had enough was enough, he really seriously wanted to have a sit down with Kanye. That wasn't really the way to approach it. But right. I do feel I don't know. I didn't know that stuff about Ariana. I know they dated. I didn't know about the intimate pictures. That does make me look at Pete a little differently. Ooh, that's messy. So I do just think that it's just messy. All of it is messy. From Pete to Kim to Kanye, it's just too messy. But I'm not surprised because it seemed like Pete a little messiness. And we know Kim and Kanye love the messy. They love it. That's why they continue to do this. So I won't say he's a bad guy, but I will say he's a younger guy. And I think in this situation, he might want to get out of it.
For sure.
Live your life, Pete.
One, though, from a female's perspective, is Pete Davis attractive enough to get Kim Kardashian and Ariana Grande? What is it?
I'm convinced his penis is huge. It has to be. And he's funny and he got money. That's what it is. That's all you need in life.
Actresses and models that Pete has taken down, so it has to be. Because he's not that good looking.
No, he's not good looking at all.
I was trying to be nice.
No, he looked like a rat with blonde hair. No.
Okay, so
no rat with blonde hair. He's not cute.
I do think, though, I do feel bad for Kim in this situation because I think it was last week I said it on here that when they were something came out and Kim was upset about it and Pete laughed at it. I'm like, that shouldn't be public information because it shows that there is some cracks in y'all foundation. And I think Kim has been quiet about this. She's trying to keep it low and all that stuff like this. I think she's embarrassed by it. Pete doing this stuff and then now becoming a public thing. The two of y'all, I don't think we ever thought they were going to last anyway, but y'all definitely not going to last now because y'all are on two different sides of this situation. You think it's funny and Kim is embarrassed by it. And the more you egg it on, the more she's looking at you sideways too. So at the end of the day, Kanye won.
Yeah, this is just, it's laughable to me. It's a little heartbreaking too to see Kanye like do his rants and like not look at the camera. I don't know why. Why?
Did you see that prayer?
Right, he had his eyes closed.
And then turned it on to turn the camera. It's like when those people be looking at their phones and crying at the screen. Like it's like, what is happening here?
It's like it's just heartening to see my legend go out like that. But yeah, I mean it's women should now learn, because if this is a repeated behavior from Pete, like why are you giving him vagina at all? You know he's gonna leak it. You know he's gonna tell people that he having sex with you, whether it's public or not. Like that, I think that's over everything. So like, yeah, you want to throw a shot at Kanye, but more than anything is like you taking a picture of somebody else's bed and like sharing it to the world. That's off limits by any means. Like, and it wasn't like a cute, hey, I'm with my girlfriend. It's look, I'm effing this woman and you can't do anything about it. Almost like treating her kind of like a pawn. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't see it getting cleaned up as far as getting any better. I think Kanye has a real point to prove. Just as far as him, you know, being mad about TikTok, which we talked about it before, I completely understand it. He's trying to protect his children somewhat because these big corporations, all they're going to do is exploit that and make money off of it. And he understands it. He's in business with these big corporations, just like their mother. But he don't want that. Like, don't do that to my child. So I can get that. The little alien pins though was a little crazy, but you know, but
you always bring up the most bizarre things. So North has a pin of her mom and her dad and a little alien in between. Right? It's North, right?
Yeah, North.
So like
they got so many damn kids I can't keep track anymore. Which one?
But it's also I don't have a baby mom, you know, so it's certain situations I can understand what he's saying, like the way he's articulating it, but I can't even understand why you're upset at certain things to that extent. Yes, I remember he was talking about, you know, they told her the nannies were putting the kids on a plane. Then he finds out last minute that one of the kids is staying home. And it's like, well, you know, you're going to make, basically, you're going to make me look bad if she's not here. Mm-hmm. But I mean, not to say that's a conversation with her, but you know, they have to work that out to where they can talk about, because she is the oldest. This is North, right? She is the oldest. She's starting to come into her own in a sense where you can have a logical convo and be like, hey, listen, do you even want to go see your dad? Do you want to go and stay with your mom?
I think the point is this little girl can be on TikTok, but it can't get communicated or was miscommunicated on purpose that she was on a plane that she wasn't on. So if she can be on TikTok doing a video, then there should be able to be a conversation if she really didn't want to go, or for Kim to say, hey, the kids are on the plane, the other, whatever, Saint from Chicago, but North's not going to make it. And I do understand that from a communication standpoint. His point was it wasn't communicated. He tried to make it seem like it was a ruse put over him, like they made him think all the kids was on the plane and then finding out they weren't. But I do think you just said it, like she's old enough to have conversations. She's old enough to be on TikTok doing videos. That hey, text, Dad, I ain't coming. I ain't on the plane.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I think the root of the issue is really Kim Kardashian being in a serious relationship so fast when she hasn't even like fully figured out. And this is her MO, right? She went from Chris Humphries to Kanye. So it's like I don't think she was even divorced from Chris before she got Kanye. So it's like, I think the issue here is you haven't worked out the co-parenting situation with the father of your 5 children, right? And you're already in a real serious situation with the next dude where he feels entitled to tell your man that you was just with for what 10 years? I don't know how long. I'm in the bed with your ex-wife. Like, that is messy. And if she would have took her time before getting into a serious relationship, Kanye is dealing with other girls, but it's clearly not serious. He's swapping them out every, month or so. Julia Fox lasted 3 weeks, I think.
Right. And you said ex. He purposely said wife, knowing that Kim had just been declared single and Kim had been fighting for that. He purposely didn't say your ex-wife. He purposely said wife.
I think that her dating so fast escalated the situation because I don't think emotionally Kanye had detached yet. And that's why we're seeing him wild out. And I think Pete Davidson is out of his depth. I think he's too young to be dealing with this. I just Googled his age. He's 28 years old. Kim Kardashian is 41 years old with 5 kids. He got no business. Okay.
Let's go, Pete.
He got no business dealing with this. Okay. I don't know if y'all dated little 28-year-old boys, but I have. Okay. And 28 equals 18 in boy years. So this 41-year-old woman dating damn near 18-year-old with money. So he's out of his depth.
He's happy right now.
And
that's a temporary high.
Yeah, and I mean, I think she knows it's not serious like that because
it's serious.
No, I mean it's
serious enough.
It's serious. This is not light.
How many times has Kanye said, and then I talked to North and Pete was right there. Pete be around.
Like, no, and then they had matching Christmas pajamas. That's serious. You don't put on matching Christmas pajamas with a random, okay?
That's a word.
You gotta check out the clues. You know, I observe everything. I am FBI, the Federal Bureau of the Internet. The second you came out with them matching pajamas, that's when we knew Pete was smashing. You don't do that with a random.
Yeah. Our
Garnett is gonna be like, yeah.
Well, no, because you're absolutely right. I didn't know they was out here matching at Christmas time.
Yes.
I didn't know.
That's not light. That's why he feel entitled to come at Kanye like that. And this man should not feel entitled to nothing. That's why you got drama, Kim Kardashian. You letting 28-year-old, 18-year-old Pete Davidson out here talking crazy. And that's why Kanye flipping out on you.
And what he say in the text, he said, and if you want to see me later, I'm going to go from the bed to your son's game.
Yeah,
so meet me at the game.
Nah, you want to get also, Pete Davidson.
Just to be very clear, Kanye can't fight, and I know he can't fight. So.
Yes, he can. Did you see that video of him beating up the photographer? Yes, he can.
I do remember that.
Yes, he can fight. All right, moving on. Jussie Smollett. Dex.
Mina, let me tell you, I will never forget me and you. It was just the two of us. We were doing the podcast. We were face to face, and you told me with a straight face, you were dead serious. I met Jussie. He's a good guy. This and the third. And I said, "Is she crazy?"
Look, Jussie Smollett is my friend, and I'm gonna stand by him. He is innocent. Nice. He's innocent. He was in the courtroom putting up the black power fist.
I'm not suicidal.
Saying I'm not suicidal. He's innocent. I believe him. I believe that man. He is innocent. Okay, so he's been sentenced to jail time, restitution, all kinds of stuff. He's saying he's not suicidal, but they put him in the psych ward.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is about. Do you think they put him in the psych ward because of his actions? Do you think they're trying to make it seem like he's crazy? Do you think that this is not crazy? That's insensitive, that he's mentally disturbed? Or do you think this is like a tactic on his behalf to get out of jail fast so that he can do some of this time at home?
All of the above, Mina.
But truthfully, I really do feel like he's scared though. Remember Sandra Bland? That whole situation, when I was here, I mean, and I don't mean this in a mental way, I mean this in a legit way. Jussie Smollett is crazy as hell. He is crazy. That is 100% what he is. And I don't mean that with any mental stuff. I mean, as a human being, he's crazy.
Why
he's insane. That man is nuts because you put that noose around your neck and pour bleach on yourself and said these boys jump. You are crazy as a mother.
He didn't do that.
What happened?
Was found guilty.
They did it.
Them African boys.
Yes. They was trying to get money off of Jussie.
Jussie is crazy.
They did get money because he hired them.
They were his trainers. They betrayed. Okay, we're not gonna go down this road again.
Okay?
She dead serious still believes that boy. I ain't never seen nothing like it. This is crazy to me.
That's my friend, and I'm gonna stick beside him.
Did you see Taraji stuck up for him too? Taraji said he should be free because this happened to Emmett Till, and I said, how the hell are you bringing Emmett Till into this? What's happening? It's too much for me.
Jack, you brought up a good point though, because I didn't think about him being scared, actually scared. And you think about, celebrities being in jail. So and then when Garnett says all of the above, I think we all are somewhat off, right? We're all somewhat off as people. Some of us a little bit more than others, you know, suffer from some mental illness. For you to go on and like you're not suicidal, that was if you didn't plan to do it like that, then you might be borderline suicidal, because I believe he planned to do it to be separated, because once you kind of have those utterances, they have to protect you. They can't not just put you on your own and then boom, they're gonna find you in your cell. They have to put those precautions in place to say like, hey, we got to evaluate this person. But maybe he was doing it because he was scared. I don't know.
But you were the biggest star on TV. Empire was the biggest show. You cannot put him in jail with the rapist or the crook. You like, it's like I would want to be in witness protection too. Like, my life is literally, I went from being the biggest star on the planet, right? Because I was the biggest show, to now y'all saying I made up a hate crime and you gonna put me in jail next to BB who was selling weed on the corner? Like that, I would want to separate myself too.
Well, don't lie.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely get it. Yeah, like I said, I think it's all of the above. Yeah, I can't imagine him like hitting population and being in line waiting for food with the guys that like sell shanks back and forth. Like, yeah, that would be the worst time in the world. Not only for him, but for the judicial system too, that actually made this happen. You know,
and
so,
he's in the Chicago County Jail.
Like him.
He's in county.
Him with some old black gang members, man, it'd be super crazy.
First of all, the old black gang members are not in the county jail. They're in the federal prison.
Where they belong.
Some of them is over there. But no, yeah, I think it's definitely safety precautions. Like I said, not only from him and his camp, but also the judicial system at least. Okay, well, we won't make you go and do that, but you'll have to serve time. It seems a whole lot harder in the sense where, you know, I would guess the psych ward, you probably got to be by yourself most of the day, and it'll probably shorten his sentence as long as nothing happens or goes down. That's just my thinking from watching a bunch of jail Netflix documentaries. You know,
do you get so he was in a psych ward, not a mental institution, but let's say he's able to prove some kind of mental instability, then he would get switched and you wouldn't have to serve the rest of your time in the jail.
That's what I think this is. I mean, listen, I think he's innocent, but I also don't think that he's dumb. So anything that he's going to do to try to get out of jail and serve his time in a comfortable situation, I think that's what's going on here. Mm-hmm. I don't think Jussie's crazy. I don't.
Yeah.
All right. Coyle Ray. What?
I said that stardom, that light you just said, he was on the biggest show. That can make you a little crazy.
I don't disagree with that. You're right. Coyle Ray has a collaboration with Nicki Minaj. I love how Nicki is collaborating with these other artists, up and coming artists, these females. I just really like it. I wanted to talk about this because it kind of segues into our topic. So Coyle Ray's dad, Benzino, you know, his daughter is popping. So I kind of feel sometimes that he tries to like talk about her a lot because she's popping. We never heard Benzino talk about his kid. At least I never have prior to this, just me, right? So now he's on, you know, one of those the conference chats. What are they called again?
Clubhouse.
Yeah. He was on a Clubhouse. He spilled the beans, said Coyle Ray had a collaboration coming with Nicki Minaj. None of his business, right? And then Nicki had to come out and say, no, I don't have a collaboration coming out. Because I guess it was supposed to be a surprise. And now we learned that there is a collaboration coming out. So I like that Nicki's collaborating with these younger artists, but Coyle Ray, I think mentally she's in a bad place because people are always talking about her body and she's so young that, you know, I think she deflects very well, but I think it's hard not to internalize it when you're that young and you have the world literally telling you you're too skinny. You know, you have the body of a child. So I like that Nicki's empowering her in that way where she's collaborating with her, but Benzino seems to be just trying to hook onto the bandwagon of his daughter. What do you guys think about all of this?
I feel like Nikki. I mean, I won't say it's too late, but I mean, she may maybe even further or more beloved at this point in her career if she was doing this a little bit earlier. Even though I guess I kind of understand it's hard to teeter both lines where you can like be the mentor to people, but also be the mega superstar. One person that I think mastered that is Drake. No matter if you're young and you're hot, he'll actually go and find you,
Yeah.
make you something. Well, I go say make you something.
Summer Walker, he blew that song up.
He's mastered that. Like, okay, I'm still at the top of my game, but I'm still humble enough, or still hungry enough to collaborate with the people, just based off of your fan base and your music. So maybe that could have helped her sooner, but better late than never. As far as Benzino, Mr. All Shoulders No Neck, my guy right there. I mean, you can look at it two different ways. The way I look at it is he could be helping her with more promotion. I mean, he could just be a proud father, bringing her up every chance that he gets, whether it be on Clubhouse, which, I don't think that's like the hugest platform, but, it could be helping her up, just helping her just as far as keeping her name out there. I don't think it's anything malicious, but also, I don't know. It's not like he dropping a song after he says her name, because I don't think anybody's checking for that at this point. But yeah, it's just my 2 cents. Go ahead, Dex, because I can see it on your face, man.
No, I agree with you. I do think that like with me, with my parents, if you ask my parents' friends, like I was hosting the radio show with Mina, like I was on the morning show with Mina. Like it's insane, like how like important I was at that place. If you ask them, I think parents are just naturally going to big their kids up. It's just what they're supposed to do. It's what they do. However, I think in this situation, like my parents don't know any better. Benzino knows better. Like you're in this industry with your daughter, and like doing all this talking is it's gonna go somewhere. It's not just gonna like be like, oh, this person saying something, their friends at work. No, you saying this stuff makes blogs and stuff. And honestly, I think it goes back to what Mina was saying. I think he wants that because like he founded Source, right? He founded the Source magazine.
Yeah.
And like nobody's reading the Source. Nobody's reading any books. Nobody's reading anymore. So like we're not looking into that. And you are loving hip hop, and that's done. So like you don't really have anything else going. The only thing that you have to talk about really is your daughter. And I think he's doing that, but he's doing it like too much. Like you can obviously tell him and his daughter have a decent relationship with each other because she's even sharing information with him. But like, why are you going out and putting that information out to the public? And I think he's doing that because he wants the clout and the attention.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it.
She kind of said that their relationship, obviously, just like anybody goes through, and I'm sure there's a lot of industry as they may have gone through this, they didn't have exactly the best relationship because there were many times that he wasn't around. So I remember when she first came out, there was like this dynamic of like, yes, he's my father. And he kind of felt like you're putting it out there to people that I haven't been in your life. And her point was, but not the way that I would have liked. Like, you're in my life, but not the way. So I do question when he's talking about her, because it's like that dynamic of y'all already like, yes, your father and daughter, but not like super close. Like, dad was picking me up from school. Like, that's already out there. So the fact that now when she's popping a little bit more, you constantly saying it. Yeah, I think there's some pride in there because, yeah, he was like the source and where hip hop moved and, you know, had a post on that. So there's some pride in there, but it's some kind of like need the shine for himself in there as well. Because I saw right before we got on, he like tweeted like, I'm happy the collab is still happening. Then the next tweet was like, oh, and by the way, something, I'm looking for this. Like he kind of did make it seem like you said, Garnett, like promo, like I'm looking for that money for this promo or something like he said that was like, made it seem shady. Like, are you kind of like a hating? So I don't know. I you know, you want to think that he is definitely just proud of his daughter, but in some of that, he is looking for his own kind of shine.
Promo. Nicki Minaj and Coi Leray don't need you to promo nothing.
I'm just saying,
you ruined the plan. You ruined the surprise. This is what I'm talking about. I can't with him. Just hush. Let your daughter do her own thing. She's doing it. She got her own hit record. We ain't even know she was your daughter. Right. When her song came out, we found out after the fact.
You wanted us to know when she started popping. Right, you wanted us to know, and she kind of said that like, there were times, I guess she had to ask him for support in the industry that he really didn't. And I know they went through that like publicly, and then they made up publicly because it's father-daughter. But if I want to say something about her body, listen, people do make fun of her body, but I seen that girl twerking, and she twerked way better than a lot of people with meat on their bones. I actually was like, shocked myself, like, girl, let me watch this video again. So go ahead.
How you make that little thing move like that?
She was cool. I was like, go ahead, Coil Ray.
What I'll bring up is too, because I didn't know the history of like them, I guess, like him necessarily not being there, but for what it seems like, right, because he's from Boston. I'm not sure if he lived there his entire life, but she went to school in New Jersey. So, that's, he's already not, I guess, there every day, right?
Right.
So I guess that can explain, the separation, well, I guess the little separation of him just not being there, every day that she wakes up. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. It makes sense for myself. That's all.
So the topic is, have your parents ever crossed the line and got too involved in your life? And I got it from that situation, because I do think it was none of Benzino's business to tell anyone what his daughter is working on. This is she clearly wanted this to be a secret. So did Nikki, because she even came out and said, I don't have a collaboration coming out with anybody. And then he kind of like ruined it. So, my mother is sometimes too involved in the past, has been involved in my love life. I get that she wants the best for her daughter, but like, let me make the decisions regarding who I want to date or what I want to do. So I definitely can identify with my parent being too involved. But how about you guys? You guys have a similar situation? You're obviously not Coi Leray, and you don't have a secret song coming out, but your parents just being overly involved in something they have no business being in.
I'm treading lightly because I'm at my mom's house right now. As I hope I take care of her. I love you, Mom. But while she's in the shower, I will just say, I love my mom to death, but, we have one of those relationships. My mom was a super young, but was kind of young mom, and, had to raise us when my dad passed. And so I think, through things my sister went through, there were things she didn't want me to have to do. So similar to what you said, Mina, I think a lot of times it was like, she let me live my life, but then when it comes to love too, like not wanting me to make the same mistakes and be like involved. Like even today I was on the phone with somebody and she was like, heard you on the phone. Why don't y'all just be together? Just tell him, like, and I'm like, Mom, no. Like, just, this is why you over here ear hustling. You supposed to be icing your knee right now. You over here up in my conversation. But she never did anything that I would say is like damaging at all, like anything like that. There are certain times that even, in my girlfriend relationships, because they're combined, like I might be like, Mom, you don't say that, or, this is a sensitive topic. We kind of just went through that, and we did have a bad fallout after that, of just dealing with issues in women of our age. But it was something we were able to talk through. But I don't think she ever did anything that was like completely damaging. Is she embarrassing at times? Yes, but we love her, so. But nothing that ever set me back, definitely like career-wise, or really, really set me back from anything I needed to achieve in my life.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm out here solo dolo. My parents ain't around, unfortunately. But you have guardians and stuff like that.
Yeah, grandmother. Yeah,
of course. All they do is talk on the phone, let you do something wrong, and I ain't gonna tell nobody. And next thing you know, you walk past the next room and your business is being said wrong, not even like correctly. About time you hear it, you done did 3 other things that you didn't even do. You getting expelled from school, they kicking you out of classes. Like, no, I just got a D. I didn't. None of that other stuff happened. I didn't do my schoolwork. So I mean, they always get a little too involved, just running off at the mouth. That phone is one. They talk about us texting. This is all they did, and your business is going through that other line to whoever want to hear it, and it's everybody. So yeah, they always doing a little something.
I think my biggest thing, that my dad's never done anything. Like, he's really like chill when it comes to stuff. My mom, on the other hand, It's exactly what Garnett says. She tells the business, but like I almost feel like she purposely tells things wrong, to be honest with you. Like she don't even try to like remotely get the story correctly. Like, and my mom has this thing around like my wedding time is when things got like, I mean, I didn't say anything, I kind of ignored it, but it did get a little bad because like I did a destination wedding and that's not what she wanted. And my mom has a way of when things aren't going her way, like she kind of like embellishes what's going on. So instead of just being like he's doing a destination wedding, it's he's spending $40,000 on a destination wedding. So when you tell people that, immediately they're like, "Is he stupid? Why is he spending so much money on the wedding?" So I'm getting all the phone calls from the family members like, "That don't make no sense for you to do that, this, that, and the third." And I'm like, I the only thing I did was said I'm having a destination wedding. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. Like it was just she's really good with that. And another thing that she does, and I learned my lesson, my mom doesn't know how to cut people off. So like if I have an ex and I'm done with her, to me, you're done with her too. My mom's not like that. Like she thinks it's okay for her to still talk to the person, ask about the person and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, like you can't do that. And like girls are okay with that. Like with women, a lot of times, if the mom is still willing to talk to them, they're going to talk to the mom too. And I guess it's a respectful thing too. Girls are talking to the mom, and it's just like, yeah, this girl may talk to you. This girl may talk to you, but I don't want you to talk to her. Don't say nothing to her. She's dead to us.
Yeah, but sometimes women do that just to stay in your life a little bit. It's like a manipulation tactic. Like, oh, I'm gonna just go visit your mom, and then you just
Yes.
happen to be there. I feel like a lot of women do that too.
But like as the
Yeah,
mom, you got to cut that off.
mom-
Like, you got to
And
stop
I don't
doing
know how
that.
to cut it on.
Yeah.
I'm just on. I got lunch with somebody's mom next week because I be feeling bad.
Shayna's that girl. Shayna be lingering.
No, I be trying, and they'll reach out to me like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Okay."
The same way that guy could text you right now, I guarantee you will look at the phone and roll your eyes. Do the same thing with his mom.
That's rude, bro. You can't. That's somebody, Mom Dukes, bro. Like that's,
No.
you can't ignore them. You can do things like not show up though to certain things. You don't want to make them uncomfortable. You know, but as far as like a phone call here and there, checking up on somebody, I think that's cool. But yeah, putting somebody mom on a block list, that like that's a little crazy.
Bad. I was so bad that
look,
your mom was still calling me.
Don't talk to my mom. Don't talk to my friends. Don't talk to me.
Dang.
Oh, damn, your friends too?
I was like, what if I made mutual friends?
They got to pick a side.
Yo, I remember one of my friends got really mad because her friend was still talking to her ex, like as friends and hanging out. And she was like, he's my ex. Once he was gone, you had to be gone too. And she was really upset about that. She cut the girl off.
Yeah,
If the
gotcha.
friendship started just off of y'all, I do understand it. But like if y'all had mutual friends, like Dex, if y'all went like all to school together or something, like I think that's different.
Yeah, but it's
No,
the same
it's
thing with a mom or a parent. Like you wasn't saying hello to my mom and my dad before we started dating. So why you gotta say hello afterwards? I remember this one guy I dated, like the only guy really the first guy. No, not the first. I don't introduce a lot of guys to my family and my mom, but this is like my longest relationship. And I remember, I don't know why, but she was like, "Oh, I gave so and so lunch today." What? You don't give nobody no lunch. You don't let none of these Tupperwares go for free.
No.
Not to him no more. Like you better bring my Glad back.
And if he didn't know better, you should know better. Don't do it again.
But my mother's infamous for saying something to me, like just like put her 2 cents in. And it bothers me because I really value my mother's opinion and what she has to say. And sometimes she says things that I wish she didn't say because now she put that in my head and I wasn't even thinking about that. And that really bothers me sometimes. So like as I've grown up, I now when I feel her saying something that I just don't like or that I just don't want to hear at the time, I'll be like, "Mom, you're being negative," or "I don't want to hear this right now. This is not your business. Please don't say nothing anymore." I've learned how to like curve it because in the past, like my mother has said something to me that I wasn't considering before. And now that's on my head. Like, why would you put that on my head? I wasn't even thinking like that. She's like naturally like very protective and like she worries. So it's like it's not coming from a bad place, but it's like, God, you don't want to like always have something like, oh, I'm worried about this, or I'm worried about that, or like I'm scared of this, or all these negative emotions about certain things. So I do feel like she's crossed the line certain times, just stating her opinion with certain things. So I've just learned, like, when I hear it going there, Mom, I don't want to hear this.
Isn't that
Thank
good
you.
though? Like I swear, like during the wedding process, we were doing the final rehearsal, and my mom goes, I think, and I just gave her a look, the same look that she gives me in the grocery store, and she just shut up, and I loved it.
It's because you're an adult now.
I love it. Yes.
I had to have that conversation. Like, Mom, I'm an adult. Like, you can't, like, let me make my choices. And if I mess up, if I fall, if just, it's my choice. Let me do it.
Grown now.
Let me do it.
But maybe that's what was happening with Coi Leray and Benzino. Maybe she was coming in for music advice, and he's like, "Listen, you ain't strong enough. Them lyrics ain't this. Some the lyrics." And she felt like he wasn't.
But his lyrics wasn't strong enough.
And his neck either.
He probably was like, "Yeah, my daughter should have been my ghostwriter."
I don't know how you giving someone advice. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade on Benzino, but I just think his daughter is so young, and for her to have the success that she's had, let her be. I think she's like 21 or something.
Yeah, she's young.
She's a young girl. How old is Coi Leray?
Especially if you didn't put her in that position. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
If you put her there, but you did.
She's 24. But when she came on, she was like 21.
Yeah, she's still young.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that's our episode. Anything else that you guys want to add?
No, I just want to say Dex was right when he talked about the like they'll change your titles, because when I worked for the Sixers, my aunt used to have people thinking like I was like the GM, and people would meet me and I would have to explain to them like, no, I don't do all that. They'd be like, oh, because she told me you're like the top executive.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, let me explain.
No, I'm grabbing coffee. Relax.
And don't let me post a picture with nobody. That's his co-host. That's his co-host right there. And it's like, not quite.
I mean, it's cute when it's like that, but like when you telling my business, that's
the
not
last
cool.
thing I want to bring up is if COVID ramps up again, it is Dex and Ashanti's fault, because Dex posted, and I think he is right, that the last time we got shut down, he had just seen Ashanti, and he just saw Ashanti the same day that China had to quarantine everyone because they had the biggest outbreak since 2020. So it's going to be Dex and Ashanti fault.
And it was March. It was the month of March. It literally was the same week. Like the fact that she didn't think to herself and said like, I was in Philadelphia this same week, March of 2020. I'm a superstitious person. So I'm like, if I did this around this time, like there were people that I was hanging around with that day. I was like, I don't want to see y'all this week because I don't want the same situation to happen again. I guess Ashanti's just, the Philadelphia bag was calling her, so she said, I gotta go get my money.
You don't get tired of seeing Ashanti? I mean, I have to think her show is the same every time.
I would say this. This show, it was me, you, and R&B. She wasn't supposed to be there. And guess what? Me neither. I wasn't supposed to be there. I didn't even plan on going. I just went. And then out of nowhere, she came out. Y'all almost fainted. I couldn't believe it. Like I wasn't even prepared. But
her show is similar, right? Her show's not changing up, show to show.
It's just, and it's funny though. At this point, I'd be like singing along with her, but I'd be doing the ad libs. Like I know the ad libs at this point. it's
for the whole show set.
It's kind of pathetic about that.
I don't know why you would keep going. She got the same songs. I gotta think she's performing them the same way, like
she ain't changing up at all.
Right. She got a strong 20.
I seen her in concert starting in 2016. So from 2016 to now, we've been on this same like
she's getting finer though, man. She out here aging like wine.
And that's what it is too. Like you look at the costumes, you look at the body, you just be like, oh.
Is that why you're going?
Because you don't even be listening to the music no more. You just be looking.
Yo, Ashanti is infamous for that role. She be doing that role. Wait, I just watched Coach Carter, and I was like, Ashanti. Yeah, no. I've been watched it. I watched it again. I haven't watched it in years. since I was a kid. I actually got it on DVD downstairs in my house. So I was like, I forgot Shanti was in this.
Right.
She had an abortion in there in the movie.
She was like, this is pathetic. So she's like, there's milk, butter, and cheese. You don't waste that. Like, oh my God.
I'm mad you know the line.
Right, and was smiling as he said it. Like he thinking about her saying it.
Dude, do y'all want to feel old real quick?
Uh-huh.
I remember going to go see that movie with my freshman high school basketball team.
Wait, freshman, like college freshman or like
high school?
Yeah, that's about right. Because I was in high school too.
Yeah.
I remember vividly. This is when you used to go to the mall and go to the movies. So we like 12 deep. We about 12 deep in the mall. You know, not buying anything. Just
we didn't have no money. Like,
wait, when the movie theater was $5, do you remember that?
On Tuesday, yep.
Yep, I used to go there, and for $5, I used to watch all the new movies on Tuesdays. Yep.
You can't rent a movie on cable for $5 now.
Nope.
You can't even go and get two things at the dollar store. The dollar store is now $1.25 store. I said, how y'all charging me $1.25? It says a dollar store on the sign. That is false advertising. The white lady looked at me like, if you don't get out of here.
Like it's something she could do about it.
He was like, she just gave me a look. She didn't even answer me. She just looked at me and said,
Girl, you take this bag and
125. 125. Boop. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching the 215. Ooh, Garnett took his wig off.
Not you betting it.
You look Muslim now, Garnett, with a kufi.
Sometimes.
Thank you for watching and listening to the 215 episode. I mean to say what?
I'm Shana B.
Garnett, Briscoe.
Stuckey.